we're going to be talking about morning routines. Now, I'm a huge advocate for morning routines, but the first thing I'm going to start with, which is completely debunking the thing that you may be thinking, is that it doesn't matter what time you wake up when it comes to morning routines. So there's a huge amount of people that will think morning routines have to consist of waking up at 5 a.m., which if you want to wake up at 5 a.m., great, wake up at 5 a.m. But if you don't want to wake up at 5 a.m., then it doesn't matter, because what matters is not the time that you wake up, but how you start your day. Now, Howell Rod created an amazing book called The Miracle Morning, and he talks about the Savers method, which I'm going to talk about and then add some variations to this. So the Savers method essentially consisted of doing some scribing when you wake up. So scribing, for other people, it could be may be familiar with the term journaling. So writing down your thoughts, your feelings when you wake up in the morning. We want to write down how you feel and use some intentional focus. So I personally will write down what time I wake up in the morning. I write how I feel when I wake up, and I think of some reasons why that may be the case. So I remember a couple of years ago when I was constantly feeling groggy in the morning, by asking myself the reason, why am I feeling groggy? What was I doing yesterday or last night that was making me feel the way that I was feeling? And sugar was a big factor. I'd eaten a lot of sugar, and then that made me more self-aware to start changing my relationship with sugar. And when you're doing the scribing or journaling, you can think of a few different areas. You might want to write out some of your goals. You might want to write out some things you're grateful for. I personally am a huge advocate for using the PEBEP process. So PEBEP's an acronym which doesn't mean anything, but it stands for people, experiences, belongings, expectations, and privileges. So I like to write about the previous 24 hours. We spoke about that in a previous episode just a few days ago. Then you could be thinking about things that you want to change or things that you're becoming aware of. There's a whole host of different things that you can write when it comes to journaling, and it's super helpful. The next one is affirmations. Having affirmations that you say to yourself can be super important to being able to rewire your brain, essentially rewire your mind into thinking and focusing on different things. Then using visualization, doing some form of exercise, whatever that might be. And then they have R for reading, which is, I think, not necessarily about reading, it's about learning something. So I would swap the R for an L, but what can you learn at some point in the morning, even if it's just a page a day, to help you set up and really channel your focus? And that can be done with podcasts, it can be done with books, it could be done watching something on YouTube, it could be connecting with a friend. There's a whole heap of different ways that you are able to put yourself in a great position. And then the final S is silence. And that silence could be something like meditation. So I personally, I'm a huge advocate for meditation. I to the point where I actually say to many of my clients that are business owners is that I would choose meditation over exercise from a state changing perspective. So I only do typically 10 minutes most days. I use an app called Insight Timer, but there's lots that you can go to. You can go on YouTube, you can use Insight Timer, you can use Headspace, you could use Calm. These are all apps, but just 10 minutes a day will make a huge difference. You may be listening to this thinking, well, that sounds great, but I haven't got 3 hours in the morning to do a morning routine. And that's where you can have what's essentially your short morning routine, which are your non-negotiables, and your long morning routine, which is where you might fit more of these things in, which, bearing in mind, I mean, for me personally, lots of these things I try and tie in together. So when I wake up in the morning, I will do my meditation. That's 10 minutes. And yes, that is something that I'm doing straight away. Then when it comes to maybe visualization, I might, before I get out of bed from doing my meditation, I might do 30 seconds or 60 seconds of visualization. When it comes to learning something, I read a book called The Daily Stoic. It's 1 page a day, and my bookmark is my affirmation. So I read the 1 page, and then as I'm walking down the stairs to head to the gym, I'll read my affirmations, or I'll say I read them, I know them off by heart now, but I will say my affirmations. Then that's my learning done for the day, it's my visualization done for the day, it's my affirmations done for the day, it's my silence. Then I'm off to go and do my exercise. So you can condense lots of this down, and then when I get to work, typically or after I've done some exercise in the morning, that's when I will do my gratitude. So actually it doesn't take a huge amount of time to be able to do do this, but it can make a huge difference by setting yourself up to win each day rather than being on the back foot. So there you have it, morning routines, some ideas for you to do. I would probably advise not trying to compile everything in if you're just starting, but maybe pick one or two of the things that you feel may be most beneficial for you to decide on what you want to incorporate into a morning routine, so you're on the front foot rather than being on the back foot on a daily basis. Until next time, live a life you love. I'm going to be sending a free copy of my book, North Star Thinking, Master Your Mindset and Live a Life You Love, to someone that comments on this video. And if you're loving this video, then hit like and subscribe to get more.